All right, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator back again, folks. Excuse me. And look what's sitting right there in front of us currently at London Heathrow International Airport, the Concorde. We're giving it a third try, everybody. Once more, a third try. Had a successful flight with her earlier this week, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be successful with this one. So welcome, everybody. Hello, Burner. Welcome, Rycroft. Welcome, my friend. Foot is here as well. Welcome. It was, whoa, a 7-hour flight, which requires much patience, into a 3-hour flight all the way across the Atlantic. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Farmer, what's going on, pal? Welcome. Thank you for being here, everybody. And still no camera, folks. The reason behind that is because when I had my camera on before, the reason being I'm not using it is because I use an app on my phone which connected to my computer through... Sorry, I just got distracted by massive dong, Michael B. We missed you, man. RM, welcome, buddy. Just completely distracted me from my train of thought, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you, my friend. I don't even remember what I was saying. Completely lost my train of thought. Anyways, look at the lovely airplane sitting right in front of us. I figured we would kind of start the day off with a little bit of a walk around. Before we do that, let me come up here and, oops, it's not what I want to do. We have to turn the drone speed down so we're not moving at a zillion miles an hour out here. Okay. Let's do a little walk around, shall we? Now, if there's one thing I've noticed about the DC Designs Concorde, I mean, the textures on it, guys, looking right up at it from here, I'm not sure if you guys can tell on YouTube or not, they're, you know, very FSX-like, kind of. I mean, they're alright. They're alright, let's be fair. But it's nothing fancy. And this airplane, we know it's nothing fancy as far as the quality of the payware is concerned. Not saying anything bad about the Concorde herself. Checking underneath the underbelly here, making sure everything is looking fine. Let's see. Call sign? Yep, call sign's whatever I make it to be, my friend. And for that, we're just going to go with the simple tail number of the airplane. CPH, welcome, friend. Just having a look. We can see here all Rolls-Royce Olympus 593s afterburner equipped. Coming around to the back side right now. Let's just see exactly how detailed it is in here. It's alright. It's alright. You know what I mean. Does the job well enough. You can see Golf Bravo Oscar Alpha Delta. That is our airplane. Tail wheel looking good in the back. Vertical stabilizer looking fine as well. Awesome. Foot, what's going on, man? Engine's looking good on this side. No concerning leaks or anything like that. Let's get that back down to more of like a head level view here with that gentleman over here. Wheels looking good over here. No leaks. No bubbles. Nothing. Everything looks good out here as well. Static ports are clear. Okay. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and jump inside the lovely airplane, shall we? How long is the flight? 3 hours? Yes, it'll be about that. There we go. Alright, let's hop inside the flight deck, shall we? She's already under ground power, and I got everything kind of turned on in there already for us just to kind of make things easier. But here we go, we are all powered on to JFK. Nope, we are going to PVD, my friend, as you can see up here, the departure and arrival airports. Providence, which is my local airport. Alright, like I said, the airplane's completely powered up already. We're going to go ahead and cycle through our views very quickly. We're going to come to the front of the nose here. I have that set up for us. We're going to come up to the overhead. We have that set up as well. Down here to the FMC, and then the lovely and annoying engineers panel, which we will be spending a decent amount of time looking at, both while in flight and in the current. So before we do anything, we need to get our fuel situation sorted for our weight and balance, and that's kind of the hardest part about flying this airplane in a way, is just making sure that the airplane is balanced the way that it needs to be. So we're going to shoot for right at about 91,600, which looks good there, and we are going to pull our actual payload back just a little bit, because according to our flight plan, let's look here. You're not going to be able to see it, but I can. According to our flight plan, our takeoff weight, oh, that's a little weird, is 279,820 pounds. So that would quite literally, we can't even get the airplane that low if we tried. But that's just, it's the sim brief profile that we're using that's kind of creating that problem. But our fuel looks all set, and we will go ahead and close that out. Next thing moving forward, we need to take care of planning our flight in the FMC. So I posted the route up above here as well. If you scroll up in the comments, you can see our routing if you want to follow along. Alright, down to the FMC. We will come over here to our data screen. This is what we're going to need to do first. So, as already mentioned, we are going Echo, Golf, Lima, Lima. Click and hold the 0 for the slash, or /, and then we are going Kilo, Papa, Victor, Delta for Providence. We'll go ahead and insert that up there for us. Lovely. Flight number 005, we're not going to worry about that at all. Cost index, we are going to go 100 on that one. Because why not, right? Lovely. Looking good. That should be taken care of. Let's go ahead and look at the next page. Block fuel, looking good. Not really much we need to do over here, to be completely honest. Alright, come over here to our flight plan now. And what we are going to do is we are going to select our departure, which we are departing on. We've been in Bravo Oscar Alpha Delta's cockpit. Was joint operated by Singapore Airlines? Yes, and I believe they had the dual livery painted, if I'm correct. I believe the British Airways was on the captain's side, and the Singapore was on the first officer side, if I'm not mistaken. Very rare livery. I wonder if we can, I wonder if that's available for the sim. I would like to do some Concorde flights with that, if we can get this to actually operate the way it should. Going out on 27 left, and we're taking the Compton departure. We'll go ahead and select that for Compton. There we go. Awesome. Go ahead and insert that, and now we should be all set for Compton. Will be our transition as well. So from Compton, we're hopping on the UL9 airway, but the one thing with this FMC that I've kind of figured out, it sucks. That's all I can say about it, guys. It's absolutely terrible. I don't even screw around with trying to put in the airways myself anymore. It does it for you, just like the default, Airbus A320 does for Microsoft Flight Simulator that it comes with. So I'm not even going to bother with it. So from here, obviously, we're just going to get our next waypoint entered in, which is going to be PMOB, or PMOB, Papa, Echo, Mike, Oscar, Bravo. There we go, on the November 14 airway. Now we're going to that tree from PMOB. We have yet to have a successful Concorde flight on this channel, folks. And I'm really hoping that today is going to be the day. Now, this is a pretty long flight plan for me to enter in here. I'm not exactly going to... name out every waypoint that I'm entering in here, because we have quite a few. And it's cool because, I think it's cool, but this FMC works kind of like an old QWERTY phone, or one of the old flip phones when text messaging first became common. You know, you used to have to, call 1-800-CONCORD, and have to type in, that would be 222, just like that. That's how this works, and I actually kind of like that. It takes me back to, my first cell phone back in the day. From that tree, we are going direct to revenue. go. Uh-oh, what did I do? There's another VAT tree in there. That shouldn't be there. There we go. Okay, from factory, direct to revenue, direct to Resno. From revenue. Here we go, from Resno, direct to Lomzi, way out there. Now that's over the Atlantic now, so after Resno, that's going to be our next waypoint after, well, partly over the Atlantic. So Lomzi. I hope everybody's having a fantastic start to this weekend. I have a nice long weekend. There will be a stream on Monday as well, everybody. I just haven't had that set up yet, so be prepared for a stream on Monday. And, I hope to have that scheduled at the end of this stream. Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Hope anybody watching in the Americas is looking forward to that. Go. Make sure we select the the VOR on that, and not the other thingy there. All right, so lovely. Now direct to KPVD, awesome. So now we can select our arrival, which is looking like it's going to be on runway 34. So we're going to grab the ILS on that one, and it is a direct arrival that it's wanting us to go in on. No big deal. We will go ahead and hit insert on that, and that should take care of our flight plan from here on out. We can come down here and kind of zoom out and take a look at our flight plan if we wanted to. Yeah. So, I mean, that's about as close as we can get to it, but, you know. But that is our flight plan, as you can see, and we can, actually, if we wanted to be cute, we could kind of cheat if we wanted to see exactly what we're doing through the eyes of some sort of FMC. This is how we can achieve it right here. We will save this view. There we go. Awesome. If we want some type of guidance through a digital screen. Alright, our flight plan is all plugged in and ready to go. We have our auto throttle already set to 220 knots. Altitude's going to be set to 5,000 feet after our initial takeoff. We never got our lights on the outside turned on here. That's going to be my fault. I'll go ahead and get our navs on now. And let's get the preliminary checklist going to get the airplane started up. So, as you can see, we're going to confirm our landing gear is down, which it is. We're going to confirm our parking brake is set, which it is. Flight control blue inverter, we're going to make sure that is set to on, which it is. Both of them, lovely. And the green inverter, looking good, looking good. Okay, anti-stall systems 1 and 2 are both going to come into on. QNH altimeters, we're going to set those just by cheating and hitting the B button on our keyboard. There we go, our altimeters are now set. Nav radios, we don't got to worry about that. Transponder, we can set that. Where is it? Wow, am I really... I don't have my glasses on either. Oh, there it is. Couldn't even read that. There we go. Lovely, and we will squawk 1200. Okay, not that even matters, just for something to put in there. Ground hydraulic checks, that's going to be on the flight engineers panel. Ooh, a little bit of a stutter there. Where is our hydraulic selector? That's over here somewhere. Here it is. Yep. Yellow, yellow. Alright, awesome. Ground hydraulic switches, both off, which they are, showing off. Cool. Fuel heaters should be automatic. We'll pop these up to auto. Awesome. Engine recirc valves, we are going to make sure that those are shut. Oops. Which they are. Perfect. Secondary air doors, those are going to be set to auto. Where are the secondary air doors? Here they are. Get those set to automatic. Okay, FMS, we already have set seatbelt signal. Dear old dad, hey yo, my friend, welcome and thank you for being here, checking out the Concorde today. Get our fast seatbelt sign on, get our no smoking sign on, and get everybody know we are going to be rocking and rolling very shortly. We already have our fuel and aircraft weight checked, beacon lights they want us to throw on already, but we're not going to worry about that. The engine feed pumps, let's come back over here to our crazy engineers panel. You can see our engine feed pumps, they are all showing as on across the board. The CSDs, which are these right here. Oops. Wait, those are the CSDs, right? Yes, I believe that is these. Stop it. Go. Those are the CSDs, correct? I have had limited... Nope, it's not. Nope, 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 nope. I always get these confused. These switches right here. CSDs, well, they're right in front of my face. There we go. Okay. Awesome. CSDs are all set. Engine start. EPU switch, it's already on. Engine bleed valves, all four open. What time am I taking off? Probably about another 15 minutes, if I'm being completely honest with you. Engine bleed valves, which are down here. Hold on, we need a little help. Oh yeah, yep, those are always up here. There we go. Okay, LP valves, all four in the up position, which is going to be these. There we go, and then the cross feed valves, we will set all of those to open. Okay, I believe that is it. We are going to be ready to start our engines here very quickly. You haven't flown Concorde since FSX? Oh man, it's a beast, let me tell you, but it's very fun. There's something very rewarding that I get out of flying this airplane for sure. Let's come down here, and we are going to get our performance all set up and ready to go now. We set that to 1, flex 2 temp, we don't even got to worry about it at all. Go. Lovely. Okay. Don't have anything to do there. Data, nothing to do here, right? Nope. Come over to our menu, go over to our load and balance. I mean, it's not going to really do anything for us anyway. We are already all loaded, so we're not even going to bother messing with that, just because we already kind of set that ourselves from here. So we're not even going to touch that, folks. Not even going to touch it at all. Alright, I do believe that we are pretty much good to go, folks, to get her started up. The usual Concorde procedure is to, and we're going to get our pushback pre-planned as well. And we're taking off on runway 27 left. Let's look at our airport charts here. We are taking off on runway 27 left. We are going to push back out and to our right. So we will get this pre-planned. Haven't used this in a while, huh? And the reason why we're using this is because GSX does not like Concorde at all. I've tried a profile that I downloaded and it just still wouldn't work right at all. So we are going to pre-plan that, exit out of that, and one thing we do need to do actually is get our stab fuel switches. Those all need to come on so we can get some hydraulic power to the airplane. That would be most important. Actually, let me look at our checklist one more time just to make sure I'm not missing anything here. We kind of went through all of these. Taxi. Okay. Alright. Yep, we are ready to go ahead and start her up, folks. So we're going to come back down over here to our engineer panel. And we're going to start engine number 3 first. And that just, it's nothing crazy. It's not hard at all. You just switch it down to start, and then you will start to see the engine come to life. So let's head up to the front of the flight deck here and just make sure that engine number 3 is spinning up because the N2 is starting to come to life, and the airplane is just kind of going to start on its own. There she goes, coming to life. Okay, it sounds like we have a successful start of engine number 3. Let's loop around here to the other side and have a listen to engine number 2 come to life. We'll just look back here and simply grab engine number 2. We will also disconnect our jetway. And we no longer need the ground power unit either. So we will ask that to disconnect. Lovely. Alright, sounds like we do have a fantastic start of engines 3 and 2. We will come up top. We're going to get our anti-collisions and beacons on now. Well, not our anti-collisions, just our beacons. Throw our pitot heats on. Looking good there. Lovely. Alright, we can start our pushback now that we have 2 engines up and running. We'll come over here to pushback, and we will request. It's asking us to release our parking brake. Parking brake is released. The tug is going to try its best to pull up to the airplane. Once we start pushing back, we will continue on starting engines 4 and 1. Make sure they're not going to raise. Okay, nose wheel lift is off. Cool. I always like turning nose wheel off. It kind of mess with it, I feel, sometimes. Alright. He is connected. So we're just going to undo the hold button. And he's going to start getting us back into the position that we requested. Alright, now that we have started rolling, we are going to start engine number 4. Alright, engine number 4 has come to life. We will get engine number 1 now. And there she goes, coming up to life. Awesome. We will just wait here. There we go. Pushback is complete. We will set our parking brake. And these guys should be going away on their own. Awesome. Alright, getting back inside here, we'll go ahead and get Flight Director 1 all set up and ready to go for us. We will get our nose and visor down. Visor first. It always takes a moment, lags behind for whatever reason. Never really is ever sure of the reason behind that, but there she goes. And then visor down to 5 degrees. Maybe. taking its time here, I suppose. There it goes. All right. Okay. Awesome. We are ready to go there. We're going to come over here. We are going to get our taxi lights on now. Our taxi turn lights on also. And before we taxi off, let's go ahead and check our checklist, make sure we're not missing anything, and then we'll be good to go. Taxi checklist here. Yep, taxi turn, CG movement 54% for takeoff, which is what it is currently set for. Engine rating mode, we're going to make sure we are setting at climb, which they are. Auto ignition, get those turned on for us. Lovely. Air intakes, those are all set. Engine control schedule, that's good to go. We're going to come over here. We got to get this little switch over here to 88%. Fuel consumption good. Engine feed pumps all on. Engines 1 and 4 switches set to normal. Where is that? I always miss this switch. I can never find it. I'm assuming it's this right here. Engine 4 switches, but there's no like normal, so I mean I don't know, is that normal or like you know what I mean? I couldn't tell you. Trim take set, we're good. Autopilot altitude or 250 knots set for that, and 10,000 feet on the altitude. Okay, we are pretty much ready to go here, everybody. Let's go ahead and release our parking brake and let's get taxiing. Let's go to Providence with the Concorde. Alright, we are moving. Yeah, quite a little bit of a long taxi here, folks, so bear with me. No face cam today? Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I meant to talk more on that. Yes, the face cam. I was using my iPhone, like my personal cell phone's camera to do that. I just was linking it up to the streaming software, and really that was extremely inconvenient because my phone would, you know, I'd get notifications, and ultimately that's what was causing my camera to always be so glitchy sometimes. So that's why the face camera has not made an appearance in quite a little while, but don't worry, it will return. Make a left-hand turn onto Bravo here, coming up. You can get a dedicated webcam pretty cheap. Oh yeah, I'm working on it. Definitely working on it. But one thing about taxiing this airplane, if anybody's ever flown the Concorde before, knows that the nose wheel is 30 feet behind where the pilots sit in the cockpit. So it's cool to get used to having to turn this airplane on the ground, especially while taxiing, just because it is so unique. I suppose we probably need to extend our landing lights to get a little bit more, huh? We can actually see in front of us, right? But we're going to turn those off, though. I find it easier taxiing a Concorde than a normal airliner, really. Remember, everybody, if you haven't done so already, please help me out by liking this stream. Would really, really greatly appreciate that. Get this stream up to as many likes as we possibly can if you're enjoying the Concorde so far. This is our third attempt, ladies and gentlemen, third attempt at flying this airplane. Every single time we've given it a try, something's gone wrong. She's either not taken off. I don't understand why we continue to struggle with the problems with Concorde that we have. But no big deal. I think this one is really going to be it. I spent a lot of time recently just kind of messing around with the autopilot, just, you know, taking off out of Heathrow and just getting used to how this all works, which is kind of really one of the more difficult parts of learning this airplane is getting that autopilot nailed. But once you get that autopilot kind of nailed down and all set, you are pretty well set to go. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be like actually flying the Concorde in real life or anything like that, seeming as the Concorde used very antiquated and obsolete at this point INS systems for its navigation, which we are not going to be, which we do not use when flying this DC Designs Concorde. Well, hopefully, maybe, you know, I'm not sure what happens to the creators that made that other Concorde there. I forget the name. FS Labs, is it? They made an A320 as well. Day in London. Did I get 900? I did not, my friend. I decided against it only because I just won't use it that much, you know. Unfortunately, I just will not fly the 900 often enough to really want to spend the cash on it. What's it going for anyway? I don't even know. $50? Oh boy, yeah, you know, that's just... No, not for me, man. 700 and the 800 hold a special place in my heart, and so do the 300 and the 200, so hopefully we'll be getting the classic and the 200 and shortly from somebody. Mama MB, welcome, Mom, thank you for being here, always appreciate you toting into my streams, love you, everybody show some love to my mom in chat. It's a good price if you don't have any of the others. Yeah, oh, absolutely. The price for the quality of the airplane, absolutely, you're spot on. But in regards to the price for me to want to purchase another $50 on it, and already after I've already spent 130 or whatever it comes out to on the 700 and 800, it's just not worth it for me, you know. We got a little bit of a turn coming up here. Remember, this airplane is a little funky when she comes to turning on the ground because of that old nose wheel, so we're just going to slow her down a little bit taking this turn here. Go. Now we can give ourselves a little more power. And there's actually a Concorde there right in front of us, parked, that is naturally there by the airport static aircraft. A little expansion pack that I have downloaded. Not sure which Concorde it is, what tail number. But there she is right out there. It shouldn't be this one. I think that's Foxtrot right there, if I'm not wrong. We're going to be passing right by it, so we'll see. You just have to, yeah, exactly. You hit the nail right on the head. If the 900 is your favorite 737, then absolutely all day worth the price. What do we have here? That's Bravo. Okay, cool. Alright, folks, it's almost go time. Gonna get lined up with the runway here. You bought it so you can fly more United Virtual Ops? Nice, yeah. I mean, flying the real airplane for sure just gives it that little extra immersion, flying the actual airplane that a route actually is based on, or that an airline actually uses an actual particular aircraft for. Lining up with the runway, this is where this is fun. We are going to cheat a little bit and use the little front nose camera here that I have for us, just so we can make sure that we get lined up nicely. But like we said, it's going to look like we are going to be overshooting, but that is all by design. Alright, all lined up. Let's come down here, let's get our parking brake set for us. That light is blinding off the FMCs, huh? That's our console lighting. Turn that down a little bit. Same thing with some of this. My goodness, that's bright. There we go. Okay, let's get our reheats on. As we are going to be ready to get out of here, let's check our checklist, make sure we're not going to be missing anything for takeoff. Landing lights, we get the rest of those on for us. We need our anti-collisions on as well. We'll go ahead and pop our logos on also. Alright, we are looking good to go. Prepare yourselves, everybody, for Concorde and our departure out of London Heathrow. Going to come down here, release our parking brakes, and we are going to go to full power, everybody. Hey, Trixor, what's going on, my friend? Just in time for takeoff. Turn up the volume, everybody, and if you can't hear my voice over the roar of our engines, my apologies. Okay, all set. 3, 2, 1, now. Rotate. 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 And it's doing it to us again. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Why can we not... It did it again? Okay, hold on. Hold on here. Why are... I do not understand, man. Why? I really... Oh, what a pain in the ass. Why on earth? Why do we have an issue every time, man? Why the fuck? Sorry about my language, but that's just so frustrating, man.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Like, why?
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Oh, that looks lovely. Ay. I just do not understand. Like, look, we have elevator control. I just don't understand what we're missing. Like, what are we missing? Hydraulic pumps are all good. I flew this airplane with no problems 2 days ago. And now we're having issues. I don't really understand what the struggles are. And like I said, sorry for my language earlier, but when, like, I can't seem to ever get this airplane to fly on stream. And why not? We are 18,000 pounds under maximum takeoff weight. Our nose is down where it should be. We don't have anything going on. Reheats are engaged. The airplane was trimmed out. I'm struggling to gather what the issue is whenever we are on stream. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, at all. Like, we have control of the airplane, complete control of all of our peripherals, but the airplane just doesn't take off, and I don't understand it. Like, let's go put ourselves on runway 27 again. Try this again. Whatever 27 even is. Could it be the pushback tool? You see, I'm starting to think that. I really am. I don't know, because if it's not, then how do I push the airplane back if we don't have a way to do so? Because you can't. At least I don't think you can't push the airplane back unless you want to use the terrible ATC menu option. Oh man, like And you're right, I didn't use the pushback tool the last time I flew the airplane. So, I really don't know. ADS, what's this? ADS. Jack, what's going on, my friend? The further and further struggles of getting this airplane just to function properly is just so irritating. Our CG was right. Everything is right. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I just don't know why we have such a problem. I mean, we can try it again. Watch. Let's try this. Try taking off again. Wants to. Like, it wants to, but it just doesn't. I don't get it. I just, every time I go to stream with this airplane, it just does not fly. Every time. Doesn't seem to matter. Like, could it be my CG? Like, let's try this now. Let's go to the back. Tank 11. Let's bring our CG further towards the back and see what happens. Now it's beyond the 54% requirement. Let's see what happens now. Time for the takeoff. Yeah, after the 2 failed attempts before this. Noise, lowering nose of the airplane. We'll get our auto throttles on, ask for 250, and what do you know? We have actually taken off with the Concorde. Holy cow. I am shook. Alright here. Hold on, let's get both our autopilots on now for a minute. Figure this out. So, something I did messing with the fuel panel right there, moving the CG back just a little bit to match the 54%, which is what we needed. I guess what's the problem? I don't know. But whatever. We are up and moving. We're gonna go ahead and get our INS mode on. Nose and visor up now. As we are coming up above 5,000 feet, we no longer need those. Okay. What do you know? We finally have had a successful departure with Concorde, and I am stunned. Absolutely stunned. As we are climbing at about 2,000 feet per minute right now. That's just a visual effect on the end. So apparently we're just going to have to make sure that our CG is just past 54%, because we were right on the money before. And now, actually, if we go to our engineers panel, we can see that our CG is at 53.9. So, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the CG, maybe me going in and messing with the weight and balance did it, I don't know, but we're flying now, and the airplane seems to be operating the way it should. Note for next time over CG? Yes, absolutely. Oops, we never got our reheats off. Those can come off now. And we are climbing up nicely. Get to the outside of the airplane here for everyone. Dan, the flight simmer, what's going on, my friend? Welcome. just about to pass above 10,000 feet. That means we will get a little bit more power in here. And we are going to climb up to 28,000 feet initially. So we will keep her going in vertical speed mode, maybe lower the nose down just a tad bit. Okay, there goes 10,000 feet, so that means we're going to get our landing lights off now. Taxis off, we no longer need those, and our taxi turns. And let's accelerate to 300 knots for now. Wonder how long that effect is. Oop, there it goes. Oop, never mind. It's back. I was gonna say, I wonder how long that's gonna stay there for. Okay. It's gone now. Okay, lovely. As we continue our climb now up to 28,000 feet at 300 knots. If we want to come and take a look at our little McDo over here, we are heading directly for Compton to Connect. We have a little bit of a headwind hitting us at 10 knots, but we have 345 knots on the ground speed, and we are 3.2 nautical miles away. Oh, just switched now, now we're turning towards Connect. Cool, cool. Alright. Success, everybody. Yay, finally. Up in the Concorde on stream. About time. I was about ready to give up hope. Remember, everybody, like this stream if you haven't done so already. You'd really be doing me a huge favor with that. Would really, really greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you are new here and you are enjoying what you are seeing, please consider becoming a subscriber. We would appreciate that as well. Hope to get back on more of a steady streaming schedule shortly. Should be about 2 to 3 times a week now that my employer has implemented a new work from home policy, which allows me to have 2 days per week from home. Before it was only 1 day. Now I am allotted 2. So very, very cool in regards to that. I'm happy I have the Concorde and X-Plane 11. I have a flight engineer to control the CG. Yeah. I mean, now that we're up and going, you see, that's just the craziest thing is we were at 54%. Like, I checked it. And honestly, I think it has something to do with this up here. With this. I don't know. We'll see. But that's absolutely nuts that our CG was perfectly at 54% where we had it before. I went and touched the weight and balance, and then the airplane took off, so I really don't know, man. Alright, let's take a look at our checklist now that we have. Well, I know a couple things that we need to do, actually. We need to come up here and make sure that these are set to climb, which they are. Lovely. Let's get the rest of our checklist up and going now that we are climbing. Fuel transferred rearward. We gotta get our center of gravity back to 59%. So, to do that, let's head over to our flight engineers panel. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the fuel right here. I'm going to shrink this up a little bit and bring it up here. So what we need to do is we need to get our tank 11 maximum limit. Set this up to 5,000. There we go. And then we need to get our inlet valves for tank 11. Those both need to come open. And then we need pumps for tank 9 and 10 to come on. Here we go. Now fuel should be flowing backwards. And the way we can see is our CG should start to change on its own as it's doing so. So lovely. So we need to get our center of gravity to 59% with the fuel transfer. As we look here, we can see that the engine, or that the fuel pumps are doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we'll be able to get our CG more towards 59%. Even without fuel being transferred rearward, we should still be able to. Coming up on 21,600 feet now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get an outside view. And only a short amount of time left until we go supersonic. Come on and check out our little planner here. As you can see, we are heading towards PMOB before we make a right-hand turn to Vatry. And that's about 122 nautical miles until we reach our next waypoint. Currently, as it would be, if you can track our flight on Volanta, which you can, everybody, FlyWithMB on Volanta, you will be able to track our flight. Currently, we just are about to fly over the town of Carlton, next to Malmesbury and Kemble and Tetbury. So very cool on our way up to a cruising altitude of about 52,000 feet is what we're shooting for. And now that we're up here, Concorde actually had the clearance to cruise at 400 knots. So we will get 400 knots ready here, because that's the speed that she would cruise at these altitudes. So we'll get her up to 400 to give ourselves a little bit of a speed boost as well. We are cooking. You can see our climb speed or our ground speed up in the right hand side up here. Right here really start to go up. We're going to be well over 500 knots on the ground for sure. And we will be sitting at about this speed subsonic cruise until we reach the English Channel. Once we reach the English Channel, we will go supersonic. Alright, there we go. There's 400 knots. You can see 561 knots on the ground speed. And that's just putting us just below. You can see Mach 1. We should be cruising at about Mach 9.6, which is about right where she would cruise subsonic at about this level. Or so I've read on the internet. I might be wrong about that. But either way, we are cruising, everybody. Let's check our CG. Yep, looks like 55 is going to be the best that we're going to be able to do on the CG, which is no big deal. So let's get these pumps off now. We don't need those closed, and let's get these inlet valves shut as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and check our fuel, and we are going to get some fuel from our main transfer tanks here, or engine feed tanks, into the main transfer tank, which will hopefully help us out with that CG. But the CG will naturally decrease and kind of fluctuate as we fly, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. But yeah, we're still climbing, man. And like I said, we're not going to be ready to go supersonic until we come over the English Channel, which is going to be shortly. So we're just going to cruise up here subsonically at 578 knots on the ground speed for now, folks. Everybody enjoy. Eating a burger? Nice, man. Face cam? Nah, like I said earlier, man, the face cam I was using was through my phone, through my iPhone, but now that Michael has a little bit more money to play around with his new job, I do plan on purchasing and acquiring a real webcam that will be mounted center to the screen, so I'm not looking left and right, you know what I mean? It'll be mounted center to the screen, so you guys can look at me face to face and not so much to the left. So that's coming soon, folks. Coming soon. We're actually going to tune this down a little bit, because we are teetering right on the edge of the speed of sound, so we're just going to go back down to 390. There we go. But if we take a look at our VFR map, folks, like I said, we aren't going to go supersonic quite yet. This right here, as we get over here, as we head over towards PMOB, is where we are going to go supersonic. How's the Concorde? Flying nicely now. We had struggles taking off with it originally. We had 2 failed attempts, and after a 3rd attempt, it took off. All right. Foot, what's going on, man? Remember when it didn't like us? Yeah, man, it was awful. But we're doing nicely with it now, so. We do a Fly Dubai 737 next stream. Yep, that was my plan for Monday, everybody. Monday, there will be a stream up. I do have the day off from work on that day. So, absolutely. Everybody, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button on this stream. I would really, really greatly appreciate that. And if you are new here enjoying the Concorde, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Get as many subscriptions as we possibly can. That would be really, really greatly appreciated. Baby plane flight and do a Cessna? Perhaps. Perhaps. There's always the possibility of that for sure. We never set our altimeter to 29902 for transition altitude. Do we still butter? I mean, I like to think so. I guess we're gonna have to find out today. Alright, I suppose we can get some tunes on now, shall we? Right. Got about 37 nautical miles here to go until we reach PMOB. And eventually, we supersonic yet? No, we are not. Concorde didn't go supersonic over Ireland, did it? I don't think it did. I don't think we're going to be going supersonic until we come across the coastline of Ireland. So we still got quite a little ways to go. But we are cruising nice and fast. 572 knots. I'm tempted to go supersonic over the English Channel, but I just don't know. I'm trying to pinpoint exactly where the Concorde would go supersonic. Trying to do some research on that now. Having a hard time deciphering when we went supersonic, but let's go explore the cabin, shall we? The champagne, as you can see, is ready for us. There we go. Maybe we can save a view from in here, looking outside, so we can get a look at our Mach counter there. You kind of have to, like, shimmy your way to the window. It doesn't let you get too close to the windows for whatever reason, and it kind of annoys me. But yeah, this is looking like it's going to be the best it's going to get. So let's, yeah, let's make this view. So now we have... There we go. So now we can be inside the cabin if we want to check on our Mach. Concorde can go supersonic over land. Yep, I know that, but I just wasn't sure if Ireland was for. Not allowed to go supersonic before Ireland. Most past it. Okay. Alright, so we will follow through guidelines then, folks. We are just about to go over the English Channel here, or well, we are over the English Channel. Not the English Channel. What am I talking about? My God, the Irish Sea. Wow, I am all over the place today. Making a big turn, though. can't fly Concorde, I don't know how to use. You know, it's just follow the checklist, man, pretty much, that the Concorde comes with, and I think that you'll find yourself being successful. What's going to be cruising altitude? Probably between 52,000 and 55,000 feet, although it could be as low as 49. Right, we do have a little while before we do go supersonic now. Just have to get across Ireland. It shouldn't really be taking too much longer. Let's head back into the flight deck here. Take a look at our little cheater map down here that I need to kind of reposition a little bit. There we go. About 191 nautical miles to go until we reach revenue. And it's at right about revenue is where we can begin to go supersonic. So, not too much farther, everybody, until we can go supersonic. Probably about another 20 minutes or so. So, be patient, folks. Be patient. But what I am going to do to help our CG out is I'm actually going to move some fuel out of the front tanks and over to our wing tanks over here. So make sure these inlet valves are shut, which they are. Make sure that these are open, which they are. And that should enable us to be able to transfer some fuel down into those tanks. So let's see if we can get that to happen. Yep. Wait a minute, we're going the wrong way with that. Hang on. Pause. Pause, pause. These pumps should be off. We don't want these pumping out fuel at all. We want these pumping out. Oops. This is where this gets complicated. This is where this can get annoying. Need to get fuel out of that front tank. There we go. All right. Now we kind of got it set up correctly. Now the CG should be going backwards. We're going towards 59. Oh, nope, it's still going forward. What? Fuel panels? Yeah, man. This thing is... And I swear, it acts differently. It acts differently every time. Every time I do this, it acts differently, I swear. I've done this before. Just don't remember. Just don't know if I'm doing this right, I guess is my main deal here. No, we're still not getting this right. Tank 5. Which is this right here. Oh, jeez. The fun, man, the fun. What happens if I open these? That actually might help. Fuel burn is immaculate. I know, you like that? I gotta get the fuel out of the front of the airplane to tanks 5, 7, 6. All of those. Our pumps are on. We just need to get that fuel into these tanks. But for whatever reason... And I've done this before. I did it just the other day. But when we're doing this... I don't know. Weird. So now no fuel should be flowing besides what's burning now. Yeah, I don't know, man. Very strange, very weird. I don't understand what, the airplane just behaves differently every time I fly it. Every time. Okay. It's crazy how sometimes I just don't I don't know what I'm doing. I've done this before, as mentioned, and the way I've done it is I've had to go in here and I've had to just bring this way back to match where we were, and then kind of adjust it from here to bring us to the 59% where we need to be. Like so. then kind of like, but why is it doing that, man? Jesus, this is gonna mess us all up. I can already tell. I can already tell. But usually this is what I have to do to get us up to 59%. Because these can't be where they're at. So now I gotta come screw with these and get our fuel weight and balance back to where we had it. There we go. Cheater's version, everybody, to get your CG where it needs to be. But yeah, that god-awful fuel panel, man. But you can just automatically set it that way. But shouldn't have to. But, you know, we're right on track with our fuel burn still, so it's not like we did anything dangerous to ourselves. It's just you have to play around with it. And that's the one thing I don't like is that fuel panel, because, you know, it just has a mind of its own sometimes, man. I feel, at least. But, yeah. Alright, almost at revenue, everybody. We got 114 miles to go until we are going to go supersonic. Alright, folks, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I would really greatly appreciate that. If you also wouldn't mind hitting that like button for me as well. Like for the Concorde, everybody. Finally able to get the airplane up and rolling for us. Center of gravity is absolutely impeccable when it comes to flying this airplane, and making sure that you have it right is really what you need to do. So we're at 58.3. Now I'm not touching the rest of the fuel either. We'll just leave it where it is for now. You're probably doing it right just to add on? Yeah. You know, so based on what I've read about this fuel panel and how it should act in real life with all of these inlet valves and everything else, which we need to get these closed, based on everything that I've read about all of this is when you have your valves up here, right, you open them, that means fuel is, when you turn your pumps on, that means fuel is going to be coming out of here and down towards the back of the airplane and into the back tanks. Now, I'm wondering if where I'm going wrong is... I don't know. I do not know, guys, but CG is in acceptable limits at the moment, so we should be fine. And it's almost supersonic time. We are already almost across the middle of Ireland. We are currently flying over Tuberclare and Ballymahon. So if you're tracking me on Volanta, you will be able to see exactly where we are, which I suggest you do. Has the champagne been served yet? Oh, hey, we got our own bottle right here. Don't mind if I do. The windows are massively tall, huh? So you're telling me that if we were in Concorde, like a normal person, or our head was up against the headrest like this, we'd have to look up and out the window? Something ain't right here. I think these windows need to be a little bit further down. But lovely. Let's sip on some of that champ and get buzzed. Oh man. Got about 8 minutes until we go supersonic, folks. 7 minutes. I believe the windows are correct, because the windows on the payware on X-Plane that it's good to have the same windows. Interesting. I don't know. Something about that just doesn't... I've never been in an airplane before, in a passenger airplane, where you have to look up and out of the window like that. I think maybe he needs to increase the size of the chairs or something, or boost the height up a little bit on them, because that just looks silly. That just looks absolutely silly. Five minutes until supersonic, folks. So, is everybody having a great weekend so far? Hope everyone's enjoying themselves, having a great day. Just past 1:30 p.m. here in New England. 44 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Not a cloud in sight here today. My window is wide open, letting that natural light in here, getting some nice vitamins from the sun. Alright. Alright. We are going to stop the music for now. I don't even know what that is. That needs to get out of here. Not a fan of that. Alright, guys. It's almost time to go supersonic. Once we hit revenue and we start our turn and we get straight, we will get our new altitude. We will shoot for 55,000 feet. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and get that done now. So we'll go ahead and select this to 55,000. Our auto throttle is going to come off. We are going to go full power forward and toggle max climb. Once we make our turn. And if everything goes well, we should be supersonic in no time. Looked up on Google and you are correct. The window is too high up, so both sim Concorde have something wrong with the windows. Yeah, it legit just looks too silly. There's no, it is what it is. If there's one thing I like is that the cockpit does look nice. Not so much the passenger view. I'm not too concerned with. But yeah, guys, supersonic time coming up very shortly. We are just about to, if we're already not, over the coastline already, which we are officially over the coast, or over the ocean, out of the coast of Ireland. So we're just going to make this left-hand turn towards revenue, and then we are going to get up and going to Mach 1, ladies and gentlemen. Here we goes our turn towards revenue. Oops. Alright, lovely. All lined up for revenue here. And now we can go supersonic, everybody. So you know what that means. We're going to come over here. We're going to get our reheats on. We are going to initiate max climb, which means auto throttle comes off, full power. Let's get in the cabin and let's wait for supersonic, folks. Here we go. And there goes Mach 1. We are officially supersonic, ladies and germs. Officially supersonic. As we continue our climb up to 55,000 feet. And now, there is nothing but silence outside the airplane, folks. As we are faster than the speed of sound, but as soon as we swoop around back to the edge of the airplane, there she goes. The flames lit. And we can see our ground speed ever so increasing as well. Alright, supersonic cruise, away we go. The time to go is absolutely plummeting there. 3 hours, 39 minutes now. 34,800 feet, passing through 35,000 feet. Now currently sitting at Mach 1.22 as we continue to climb here. Once we reach, I believe it's Mach... Once we reach Mach 1.7, we will disengage the reheats and still keep full power with max climb initiated. Okay. Boy, we are going fast now. See, we're just about to hit Mach 1.6. That's when the reheats will come off. Or 1.7 rather, right here is when the reheats will come off. Alright, there goes Mach 1.7. So let's disengage the reheats. We no longer need those. And the airplane should continue accelerating on its own up to maximum cruising speed that we can achieve. Reheats are off. It's so quiet up here now. You see down here we are at Mach 1.79, 45,000 feet, ground speed 987 and increasing, approaching Mach 2. We're going to shoot for around Mach 2.04. About to pass 45,000 feet. 2 hours and 24 minutes on the time to go. If you're tracking me on Volanta, you can see we are well out over the North Atlantic already. Mach 1.86. Let's pop that bottle of champagne, shall we? Anybody got an opener? What brand is this anyway? Wobbler. Special what? Special something. Oh, so cool. Boy, what I would have paid or what I would pay to even fly on Concorde myself in modern times. Would be very cool indeed. Ooh, looks like 47,000 feet is where we might be topping off at today. Our speed will decrease, or our altitude looks like we're being cut off here, max climb at about 47,638 feet. Yep, that's what I figured. That's the overspeed. Kind of figured that was going to happen, because we aren't high enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to altitude acquire, we're going to put vertical speed on ourselves, and we are going to keep climbing up manually to where we need to be. Should be able to hold about 1,000 feet per minute for the climb. Okay, continuing along nicely. Lovely. As you can see, the sun is coming back up. We are flying faster than the curvature of the Earth, ladies and gentlemen, so the sun is going to rise now on its own from the west. Bird, what's going on, my friend? The sun is going to rise from the west and kind of creep up along us now, which is very cool. A phenomenon only you can experience in Concorde, or a supersonic airplane that's capable of flying faster than the rotation of the Earth. See, we're coming up on 49,000 feet here, Mach 2.03. Ground speed of 1,116 knots. If we are lucky, we will land before we took off, because the Concorde could travel back in time. It sure could. Just really is 2.04 right there, just really monitoring our speed here and our power, because I found ourselves, looks like we're making a big turn as well. Supersonic turn. One thing that's funny is when the airplane's flying this fast, it will overshoot a turn. And that's what it's doing right now. Continuously correcting itself just a little bit at a time. 51,000 feet as we continue along. Concorde was the closest to a time machine we could ever come to. Yep. That is the truth. And once we reach cruising altitude, folks, we will turn our music back on. Alright, we're just about to reach 55,000 feet. Alright, and we can initiate max cruise. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cruising altitude in Concorde, Mach 2.04, locked in. And we are going. And there we are, right there. Supersonic, everybody. 1 hour, 59 minutes on the time to go. That, of course, is going to be off just by a little while. But a very incredibly fast trip across the Atlantic. Alright, nothing really much to do here other than to get our auto throttles back on, keep ourselves at... Oh, uh-oh, what's it doing? What's that doing? Put ourselves in max cruise, please. Thank you. Hate how that does that. There we go. Now that the auto throttles are on, we will have ourselves into max cruise mode, and we should get back to where we need to be for our speed. There we go. There's not really much to see to determine how fast we are going. And it's not like I can do... I mean, I can try to do one of our classic... and try to do this. Nice flyby for everyone. It's gonna happen quick, so we'll get out a little bit, get a little bit closer. There we go. And there she goes. Do that one more time. do this one more time. Oh, man. Alright, but max cruise is set, everybody. We are good to go. Nothing but to do wait now and wait until we reach our destination. Back for now? Alright, that sounds good, my man. But I'm going to throw some tunes on, and I will be right back. I am actually going to step away for just a few minutes, so I'm going to put some music back on here. There we go. Alright, enjoy everybody. I'm going to put ourselves in this view right here just for now. I am going to take a little bit of a break, come stand away. We're 2 hours in. I need to stretch my legs, so I'm going to put some text in there. There we go. Alright, I will be right back, everybody. Give me just a few.